Do we have any guests?
Yes, we do.
Oh,
Hello,
exciting.
everyone. Come on in. Ground in with us today. Anna, hi, welcome. Lisa, Sarah, as all of you join the webinar, please do let us know where you are. You can use the raise your hand feature if you'd like to unmic and actually be heard and use that yoga teacher voice because guess what we're here to explore today? Yoga teacher training at Southwest Institute of Healing Arts. What an honor that we have our founder of Southwest Institute of Healing Arts who founded Spirit of Yoga in what, 2011, Casey?
Yeah, yeah.
Ha! Woo, I got chills when I said that. So, my name's Becca Briley. I'm a Sweetheart Success Coach, and I did take the YTT program at Sweetheart. It was life-changing, and I am grateful because it made me a better human, a better mother, a better employee, a better everything. I could do life better. So, I want to introduce to you Casey Miller, the founder of our college. And the guide who has taught a lot of our yoga classes. So, hi, Casey, how are you?
I am great. Wonderful. I love to talk about yoga. And so we'll have to make sure you keep me on time because I could talk on and on
I
and on
will.
about our program and yoga in general. So, yes, thank you for those that are tuning in and being curious about our yoga program.
Yes. All right. Well, because yoga is so experiential and it's different for so many
Yeah.
souls on the mat and off the mat, Casey Miller felt guided today to bring a lot of our stories and our
Yes.
testimonials and what people are doing with yoga, but how it also saves lives. Casey, how many webinars have we had? Like me, Will, the teachers, and literally people speak up and say, like, yoga saved my life.
And that's really it. One of the things that I just what I want to just talk about one is that we are the oldest yoga program in Arizona. In fact, it's really kind of exciting. There is an organization called the Yoga Alliance, and it's the kind of the Better Business Bureau of yoga. And we were one of the very first members that were a part of the Yoga Alliance. And so this is just one
I
example
love it.
of a class. We always, when we do a class, and graduation, everybody dresses in white, and we always do a serious picture. And this is the not so serious picture. So I just love this particular one. We have literally been teaching yoga for 25 years. And so when you think about how many people have gone through our yoga teacher training, literally thousands, hundreds of them. And
Mm.
what I wanted to do today is just show you, talk just a little bit about some of the people who have gone through the program so that those that might be considering would just have a little story. And there are thousands. The one that I want to just start with, just a couple little things. One, if you look down in I think it's the left corner, you'll see Will. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's Will. Will Zecco has been teaching, he and I have been teaching yoga together for 10 years. This is just one of the groups that we have. He'll be teaching a class in the fall. Will is a perfect example. He's been many different careers. He always says that he reinvents himself, and his favorite
Mm.
reinvention has been yoga. For 25 years, he was a cosmetologist, and then he worked in our aesthetic school, and then he had a chance to actually help us start our new studio, the Spirit of Yoga, and that was Will. So that he's one example of somebody that was searching for what to do and found his life in yoga. And from that, he has then helped so many others. Then you'll see the two ladies that are sitting down in the corner there. They're wonderful people. They're both veterans, and they had a chance to come through the program and really heal their nervous system. They came out of a chaotic situation. We're a trauma aware program, and they are two great examples of what it was to be able to recalibrate your nervous system. Every single person has a story. And I want to take you to the man that is over on, would be the far right. His name is
Mm.
Jake. And Jake has a beautiful story. If you'll go to the next slide, Becca.
Yes, I will.
So Jake was in the yoga teacher training program. And during
Mm.
the time he was there, he was in a horrendous car accident. This is a picture of the car, and this is him in a coma in the hospital and not expected to live. Now, if you'll go to the next slide, Jake
Yeah.
is one of my favorite stories because
Mm.
if you look at what's happening, Jake
Wow.
said, that's not going to be my story. I am going to come back. I love yoga. That is a picture of Jake in our studio after his accident saying, I am going to rehab myself and I'm going
Mm.
to bring my strength back. And he went from a coma to being one of the strongest yogis you can personally or that you could ever imagine. I love the picture on the left. When Jake
Mm.
talks about yoga, he puts his hands on his heart, and oftentimes there will be tears in his eyes. And that is just one example. Look at the flexion in his back. That was a
Yeah.
man that was told he would never walk again, let alone flex his back, be able to rehab himself through yoga. So that's just one of the miracle stories. What's fun about this is there's another story about another graduate. The next page.
Mm-hmm.
We had go to the next slide. We'll go. This is a beautiful picture. This is a picture of a woman. Her name is Caitlin, and her story was that she had the softest voice in the world. And when she went through the fast track morning, she's hugging her teacher because she felt like for the first time, yoga allowed her to be seen, that she
Mm.
felt like she found her voice and really found what her destiny was. The picture on the left is her going out into the desert and praying the prayer, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? And from that, oh, I can't wait to show you the next picture. Go to the next slide.
Mm.
From that, Caitlin started her own yoga studio in
Mm.
Apache Junction. And this is just one of the examples. She went from somebody that didn't have a voice to literally starting this beautiful yoga studio out in Apache Junction.
Wow.
It's just incredible. It's called Superstition Yoga. Beautiful. Now, the very next page, I just absolutely love. She was looking for teachers for her studio. And I said, Kayla, you got to meet Jake. He's the miracle of miracles. And now the two of them are two students. They didn't know each other, but they met with a common goal, and that was to do yoga. And so now the two, Caitlin has a beautiful studio. Jake is one of the teachers, and any kind of promotion that happens, Jake is always there. So that's just one
Wow.
example of two souls destined to come together through yoga. So, can I
Yeah.
tell you just a couple more stories? Go to the next page.
Yes.
Yeah. So, this is a fun story. These three women were in the morning fast track. And during the time that they were there, one of them had the dream that she wanted to start a business in downtown Mesa, and yet within the business, they wanted to have a yoga studio. So these three women got together and they put together this beautiful casa. It sells all sorts of beautiful Spanish motif, and yet in it they have a yoga teacher, or they have a studio in it. I think the next picture is going to give you a little idea of some of the classes that are happening, but I love this story.
Mm.
So now this is Casey. Casey was a professional model. She was also a amateur, or how do you say, a semi-pro basketball player, and found herself in between lives, what her life was, she needed to get away from, and yet she wanted to be athletic. So she decided she would be one of the trio that was starting this program or this business in Mesa, and that she could still use her athleticness, and yet she turned it into yoga. The crisis, doesn't matter the details, that she's come out of
Mm.
is this incredible peaceful warrior that's one of the three women that teaches yoga. My point is, it doesn't matter who you were. It's a matter of focusing, considering the yoga teacher, and then dreaming whatever dream that you want. Another story on the next page.
Mm.
Huh. Have you ever met Rad? Oh my gosh, this man
No.
is, oh, he's such an amazing guy. such a great story. He was coming out of a recovery program and met shamanic Reiki, loved shamanic Reiki, and then he was just drawn to go into the yoga teacher training program. Well, he met the gong, and together between the shamanic Reiki and the yoga and the gong, he has now put together a program where he is literally being hired by resorts all across the city to come in and do yoga, shamanic drumming, shamanic gong. Like, that's an example of how creative you can be. He went from having a mess of a life, this is his quote, a mess of a life, to now he has a message that he does through everything that's totally authentic to him. Yoga, gong, sound healing, shamanic. So that's another, just a perfect example. I think I've just a couple more stories here.
Wow, I could do
Oh,
this
this
all
is a
day.
story. So this is Omar. Omar is, and I have to say, was this wonderful, gentle man that had actually taken a yoga teacher training online and did not get what he wanted. And so he moved out here. Omar's the one on the left, moved out
Mm,
here and went through our 200-hour program, but also went through our advanced program. Really an incredible, incredible person, and was very involved in a community outside of Sweeha. Lots and lots of friends, and yet was humble, very, very humble. Tragedy struck, and he ended up through a head injury, losing his life. But before that happened, he had said, not even knowing that this tragedy was going to happen, he said, if I could do one thing, I would leave a scholarship for the next yogi. And so he had set aside, oh, guess me, this one, I'm telling you this, the opportunity for someone to get a scholarship. Okay.
mm,
One of the people that he knew really, really well was this gentleman right next to us. He was interested in yoga. He was, again, another person going through recovery. And just through a strange, I don't know, say twist of fate, the scholarship that was given by Omar was given to this gentleman. It turned out they had actually met each other one time before. And when he got the scholarship, he said, how could that possibly be? How could I meet this guy? He was so kind to me. He somehow set up a scholarship, and somehow I got that scholarship. It was just this serendipitous, this person's life touches this person's life that touches this person's life. And now this gentleman is going through our YTT program. Why do I include that story? It's because miracles happen. Like, you don't know whose life is going to touch you. Omar, when his memorial, there were hundreds of people at his memorial,
mm.
and it just gives us an example of, we think it's a quiet little soul, but actually, because of his volunteer work outside of this community that we didn't even know about, he knew hundreds of people, had a heart of gold, and then would touch someone that ended up getting the scholarship that was set up. I hope I'm telling it compelling
Yeah.
enough just to help people
Oh, it's
understand.
yes.
It's an
I don't know
amazing,
what this
amazing.
is,
Oh,
but never overlook how far
So
you,
here's an example.
because you're not the same person you were years ago.
mm,
You've grown.
This gentleman, he's
Never work.
saying, I'm not the same
That
person
was
I
about
was
trusting yourself to keep
when I
going.
went. This gentleman
Because no one
had
else shows
a
up.
very, very dramatic life. And he came to Sweeha and wanted to change his life. And you can't hear it, it sounds like.
oh,
His
I can
story,
keep playing it.
yeah,
I don't
his
know if you
story
say this,
is,
but never
Can you hear
overlook how
that?
far you've already come. Because you're not the same person you were years ago. Grown. You
you're
put it.
not the same person you were years
Now
ago.
it's
You're
about
not the
trusting
same
yourself to
person
keep
you
going.
were months ago.
Even
He's
when
just
no
another
one else
person
shows
that
up.
realizes that you think you know why you're coming to yoga or not. I remember I was in the class that he was in, and he said the very first day, I have no idea why I'm here, but I have to be here. Spirit, intuition, big all is saying, get over there, be there. And at the end of it, he said, I know exactly why I'm here. I may not teach yoga, but I know that I will live yoga. And I just, he's such an inspiring, wonderful guy. So
Beautiful.
my point in this
Oh,
is that
sorry.
we have been teaching yoga for a very, very long time.
I don't know.
Our,
Lisa.
this is
Sorry.
Deacon. That's fine.
Hold on.
And
Pause.
can we play this? I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not.
Yeah, can you hear it when I play it?
I
I
love
guess,
being a yoga
yeah.
teacher trainer because it's not just about yoga. It's in essence a life mastery program. And my favorite part about holding that space for all of these teachers to be is to just watch their growth and transformation in a big way. And it inspires me to continue even where I'm at, continuing to grow and transform and evolve through these teaching.
Become.
Deacon. So let me just stop right there and say that Deacon is an amazing soul. He started out as another person who said, I don't know why I'm here, but I just know I need to be here. He mentored for 5 years with a teacher that was with us for a long time named Laura. And when Laura decided to retire, her first pick was that Deacon would be the person that followed in her footsteps. Deacon is an amazing yogi. There's just so much I could say about him. My biggest thing would be who he was years ago and now who he is. They're like night and day. The transformation is amazing. He teaches our morning class. We used to call it the fast track. We now call it the morning track. It's 3 mornings a week, and it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, taught by Deacon, and he always has an amazing assistant. And like he said, the reason he does it is for the transformation. He saw it in himself. He sees it every single class that he teaches studio classes. Deacon's just, to me, one of the most amazing yogis that you can possibly meet. And I always say he is actually teaching a yoga class right now. If anyone is interested, come and sit in on a class on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. It'll be finished soon, so please come in. But if you're thinking about joining the fall class, come and sit in on a class with Deacon. He's amazing. He's a wonderful cure, but his affinity is the philosophy. Teaching meditation, teaching breath,
When I
pranayama.
designed our teacher training
And then the
program,
next one
finding
is,
my
this is Will.
authentic voice was a big part of my success as becoming a yoga teacher.
My apologies.
No problem. What he's saying,
Not just
we're not ready for that one yet.
teacher
What
training,
Will is saying
finding
is that
my authentic voice.
I found my voice. Will was a singer. Will was a hairdresser, a
So through
teacher.
that experience,
And yet what happened with yoga, he really found his voice.
that the students that come through our program is that they are there to find their authentic voice, to be able to step into the seat of the teacher and feel confident and ready to go out there and share the gifts and graces with the world.
And that's exactly it. Our mission is to inspire individuals to discover their gifts and graces and take them out in the world in a loving and profitable way. Will has been one of our coaches, has been someone that has taught our business of yoga. And now for 10 years, he's taught the evening yoga teacher training. Will lives yoga. It's what he does. And so if anyone is interested in fall classes, we have both the morning that'll be starting in August, and then in September we have, it's just 2 nights a week, Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 9:30, and that's taught by Will. And sometimes I assist him, sometimes he has other assistants. The 200-hour is designed to meet all of the requirements by the Yoga Alliance. What you sometimes think, I'm signing up to teach yoga, I want to be a teacher, and yet what you are really signing up is for a life review, a life alignment. Everyone that's taken it, I love that Becca said that it was transformational for her. Doesn't matter if you take it from Deacon or from Will, the program is designed to help you find your voice. You will be able to step out even after the 200 hours and teach in a yoga studio class. Or all of the people that I showed you in this, they've taken the 200-hour program and have gone out and started their own business, or they're teaching in businesses. So the yoga 200-hour, it's designed for people that want to find their voice and be a yoga teacher. Now, we have maybe about 30% of the people, they don't come because they want to be a yoga teacher. They come because they want to be a better leader. They want to be better at their life, a better parent. They come because they love yoga. It's not that they want to make their living teaching classes or even have it be a part-time. They just want to embrace yoga. That was,
Can I piggyback on that?
yeah, please do. I was just going to say, please do.
Because yeah, when I was at Sweha, we all have the invitations to become a life coach. Wonderful. Yes, I got to ask the powerful questions. And I was also invited as an idea to possibly step onto the mat and step into the yoga teacher training program with no intention of teaching yoga.
Yeah.
However, I got to do some really great self-reflection, and I will say this was my ego check that saved my life because I didn't realize how and where I was doing things from, right? Like I was
Yeah.
doing things not for healthy benefit.
Yeah.
So I got to realize a lot of discovery, self-discovery, and then it just naturally transformed and shifted into how I really wanted to show up in the world. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm
Just,
a better leader now because of it. In my roles that I have, I'm able to use my voice in ways where I don't feel the need to shrink, but I can also speak up and stand in my authority with grace and wisdom instead of this little inner child like, oh, you need to hear me because XYZ.
right. The
So,
other is just learning to manage our nervous system, manage the chaos. The biggest thing you learn, I think, is going to that witness consciousness where you're
mm,
like not in the chaos of it, you're observing it. That's really what yoga is. You're observing your thoughts. You're real looking at, where do I make up these stories? How do I get attached? How do I then I'm attached to an idea, and then my expectations create suffering. It's a whole philosophy, and that's the whole thing. It's like we live our yoga off the mat. So that's our
awesome.
200-hour program. We
Whew.
have a two fall program starting. The next slide I just want to show you is that we do have we have 3 different advanced programs. One of them, if you'll notice the lady, the dark hair, her name is Kamini Desai. She is one of the most instrumental yogis that I personally know. She is the daughter of Amrit Desai. He was one of the yogis that brought yoga from India in the 60s, started the Kapalo Institute, then went on to start the Amrit Yoga Institute. His daughter, Kamini, now is the lineage holder of that particular yoga. And she is known as the person who codified, put into a system, something called Yoga Nidra. She and I met many years ago and helped us design an advanced program and get it approved by the Yoga Alliance. And then in the by and by, she brought more and more of the program. We started with Yoga Nidra, then we went to Yoga Body Psychology, then we went to meditation and motion. And now it's taken us, it took us 10 years, but after we were able to get a 1,000-hour integrative yoga therapy diploma approved by the State Board of Education, our accreditation, and then the Department of Education. The person in the sage right next to her, that is Rhonda. She is our program director who studied under Kamini. She now helps all of our students who want to be yoga therapists to go through the programs that Kamini has brought here and now has sanctioned, and then helps them go on so that they complete the 1,000-hour and are able to be certified by the International Association of Yoga Therapy. There's a whole thing, we need to do a whole webinar on that, but I just want you to know that we have the 200-hour program that's the beginning, the base of all the others. We have a 600-hour program for people that want to go on to specialize more in the studio track. The 800-hour is where you want to do yoga, but you want other modalities like sound healing, Reiki, maybe even life coaching, depends on what you want. So it's 800 hours. It's of an integrative choice depending on the business that you want to grow. Or the 1,000-hour is it is a program specifically designed so that you can become a yoga therapist. And we've now had our first dozen students that have gone through and have become registered with the International Association of Yoga Therapy. That's gigantic. It's a really, really, really big deal. So there's just so much. I'd love
Here's
this
Comedy.
is comedy. Yeah. Comedy is just amazing. Wonder if we can hear what she's saying because,
It's kind of quiet. This one's
okay. What she's basically saying is that if it doesn't change you, it's not yoga. And that right now, Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, we're the only 100% residential yoga therapy program in the country. There are other programs, but they are mostly online or maybe a hybrid. We're 100% residential. She comes in once a year. We bring in other people from the Amrit Yoga Institute to help us prepare students to go on for this international program. What is a yoga therapist? A yoga therapist, Mary is a perfect example. I just love Mary. She's one of my favorite. In fact, Mary is currently assisting Decum in the morning program that's going on. Just love this. So Mary, again, shy until she met yoga. And now I included her because if you were going to say, give me an example, give me a living picture of someone that has done major transformation, it would certainly be Mary. And Mary has now decided to go on and be a yoga therapist so that she can work one-on-one with people, so that she can really understand where did they get stuck in their story and where did their story get stuck in their body and how can we use yoga to get out of that. So, I could go on and on and on, and I know we're at our limit. I just want to know if there are any questions that those that are viewing have that we might be able to answer. My biggest invitation is please come and sit in on a class that Deacon is currently teaching on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, or come to a class that Will teaches on Friday morning, or he teaches 2 classes on Saturday. We always say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so we say, please come and sit with them, be with them, see if this is the right time for you to come and transform your life using yoga.
Yeah, let's see if we have any questions. I passed the mic, so if anyone wants to unmute, you can ask questions live. Sarah, would you like to ask a question?
Oh, I was just unmuting, but
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
have a so that it moved off of the screen. I don't specifically have a question. I'm just really excited to hear everything.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
good.
good information.
What are you looking to do with yoga teacher training, possibly, if I may ask an intention question?
In a perfect world, I would complete the what I'm interested in is the yoga therapy program. So the
Oh,
1,000 hours.
Gave
I
me
want to go all
chills.
the way.
Okay, well, come check it out. Come
yeah.
experience a class, sit
Okay.
in on a studio class because you can be able to imagine yourself in that space. And gosh, right at Casey, when you step in the building, I mean, the energy is just like,
Yeah.
whoa,
And
you
I
are
tell
in
you,
it.
I've had a couple of classes there. I've
Okay.
had a class with Decum and with
Okay.
Rhonda. I really love Rhonda.
oh,
I've had
good.
a couple of
Yes,
classes with
yes.
her. She's so calming. Which is why I want to do the program because
Yeah.
I want to be a Rhonda,
I
Oh,
want to be
I love
I
Rhonda.
want to be a
that.
Casey Miller,
Don't we
Great.
all?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I love
Kind
that.
of a
Thank
fun thing
you.
for those of you that are thinking
Yeah.
that you want to do the yoga therapy. We have it can actually start this fall with Kamini. She's coming in September to do a yoga nidra. And yoga nidra is 100-hour certificate. You can take it independent, and yet you can have it be the first step in the yoga therapy program. And we found that when you start with yoga nidra, it's so beautiful because you really understand how to do advanced meditation to really help facilitate other people's nervous system and help them recalibrate yourself and others. And it's a perfect place to start the program. So if you're thinking, yes, you start in the 200-hour, and yet you don't have to start there. You can actually start in the yoga nidra. So would love to give you more information about that if you're thinking toward fall. I have to say I don't have the dates right offhand, but we'll make sure that we get all of those to you as to when the morning the evening and the yoga nidra, which is the beginning of the 1,000-hour starts.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very exciting, Sarah. Congratulations. I'm going to congratulate you early for joining the program. I'm so excited to have you. Anyone else? Anna, hi, Harmony, Jacqueline, you can unmute if you have a live question. Now is the time. Use that throat chakra, open that throat chakra. But for those, like Casey said, um, we would love to connect you with a coach because an admissions coach will ask you the powerful questions, just like Sarah shared here. She planted her intention. She's getting kind of clear on what she's going to do with it. And then a coach just says, okay, what's the best way to get you to your goal? And when is the right time to start? So I'm actually going to pull up the start dates right now.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, and I will put a link to the yoga teacher training programs here that Casey was talking about. And yeah, so we have the evening program starts September 14th. We love to get people enrolled at least 2 weeks prior to that, but if you are ready to make the commitment with clear expectations, now is the right time to enroll. The morning program starts August 10th. So that is only a month away.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And then I don't know if I think the yoga nidra starts,
Oh, yep, Nidra. Let me go to
yes,
Nidra.
I think it starts like September 18th or something like that.
Yep, I think you're right. Let's see here. Actually, I don't see that date here,
Okay.
but I will let me put it in the chat here so everyone has the links to it. This is the YTT, everyone. Slowly but surely. And then
Yeah.
we do have a beautiful video on that page as well. And then the Yoga Nidra page actually breaks down the classes of Nidra 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the practicum, which do you want to talk about the practicum piece real quick, Casey?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's interesting. I'll take that two steps. One is there is a practicum in the 200 hours. It's a 20-hour practicum. And basically what that does is you have a chance to the whole time be preparing to teach 3 classes to the public. So our whole thing is let's help you get ready to actually do this. And then you have a dress rehearsal where you've done and practiced in class, the class you're going to be able to teach, and then you'll do 2 classes to the public. And that's what we love about our program is that we have a very active yoga studio. We have a very active yoga community. They come in and they actually take your class so that it's live, you're real. So that's a part of the practicum. And then some of the hours are you either taking classes or observing classes. A part of your tuition is that you have a complimentary 1-year membership in the studio so that yogis do yoga, right? As far as the yoga nidra, the practicum is that it's 4 weekends and you're preparing yourself to be ready to serve the public. And then there are 2 weekends where you will end up actually doing a yoga nidra facilitation for 5 different people that come in as volunteers. So what we love about it is you will learn by doing. It's not just theoretical. You learn by doing, and we have a chance to serve the public because we don't charge the public to come in for a student practicum. And it's just a beautiful way to have kind of the cycle of giving happen. You learn, they receive, and together we just get higher and higher. We
I
call
think the fullest class I ever taught was my practicum, my
yeah,
church practicum, but it was the best.
yeah, exactly,
Asana. It was the
exactly,
best.
yeah.
Oh, I was so tuned in because I was so fresh out of class, I think. But I wish we had a video of the actual campus because if you have not been to Spirit of Yoga, which is now Swiha, Casey, yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
And when you step into that, you get glass walls, you get huge trees, ponds. I mean, it's like you step into this whole other dimension that you don't think exists, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So,
Yes, good.
if anyone's on the fence, we would love to have you speak with an admissions coach. Just call us 480-994-9244.
Or take a class.
Yeah. Yeah, just come
Yeah,
take a
take a
class.
class.
Pop in.
Yeah,
Pop in
pop in.
anytime.
Right.
Will be delighted to pop on with you. have a conversation. So, all
Well,
right,
Casey, thank
Casey.
you for coming and just listening. My biggest thing is listen with your heart. Your heart will say, this is for a time for you to do this. And I oftentimes say, if you're even a little bit, if I don't know, if you don't know for sure, then that's probably for sure that you're ready for yoga teacher training. All
That's
right.
right.
Blessings, blessings.
All right, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We'll
All
see you
right.
out there.
Bye.
Come visit. Bye-bye.